Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Scott. What's up, Scott?
Hello.
All right, so in case everybody's wondering what's going on with Matrix Lord, friggin' pain up the wazoo, on and off. Went to the dentist today. Still trying to get rid of the poison that's what's going on. Tells me to, well, I had a choice. I either up the antibiotics to 3 a day, which would destroy my stomach.
Yeah.
Problems with other parts of the body or whatever. Or just hold out and try to, just hopefully it goes away.
Grin and bear it.
In time. So, because the pain was so freaking great, and he did file the tooth, and he did more stuff today, I said, to hell with it, man. I'm taking friggin' antibiotic city. So, and then it was stupid. Then I didn't realize because of, I should realize, but that the antibiotics destroy the good stuff in you too.
Mm-hmm.
So then I went to buy the friggin' probiotic yogurt, which I don't eat yogurt. And the only one they had is lime. And Sharon was laughing.
I mind lime every now and then. But...
Well, I don't know. So I went to eat it. I almost threw up because it was I think it was expired. So I wasted almost $6.
How can you tell yogurt's expired? I mean, come on. That's the running gag.
I don't know. I thought it was expired, so I threw them both out. And then I just, what did I do? Did I really replace it with anything nutritious? No. I replaced it with a chocolate fudged Devil Dog. That was my probiotic.
I saw. Okay.
That was my probiotic.
I'm posting something about that.
Chocolate fudged, right, babe? That is the greatest invention since the freaking light bulb. All right? I was going to film it, right? I was going to film me eat the son of a bitch, right? And it kind of looked like an monkey's oolong. And I couldn't, I couldn't film it because I'm like, what the hell is this? It did, listen, Devil Dogs, let's say Devil Dogs are like a couple ounces weight, right? This shit was like a pound. It was heavy. I'm like, I needed 2 fingers though. And I'm like, oh shit. Unbelievable. I know people are going to hate me because now you're going to go buy it. And then, let me tell you something. This was incredible. Incredible. The new first time ever experimental freaking Devil Dog. They never changed up. Well, no, they did change Devil Dogs because Devil Dogs used to be this big or whatever. Then they got this big. Then they changed it because of some type of thing, and they taste completely different from the way they used to taste, if you remember. And it took me a little while to get used to it when they would change a little flavor. But this sucker, holy crap, nothing. The song "Nothing Compares to You," nothing compares to you, Devil Dog, fudged. Now, I was in a mood yesterday, and I went out. Sharon was staying over mom's, and I doing laundry, and I was in the mood to go buy groceries at what? Almost 10 o'clock at night. So I decided, because I'm a baby, I wanted to get the Chips Ahoy Chewy brownie.
Oh my God.
And let me tell you something. I've had this before, right?
I remember years ago. Oh, snap.
Good.
I remember years ago. Chips Ahoy used to have a little comic book strip on the back, and it was a character called Cookie Man. Mm-hmm. I still to this day remember that.
Unbelievable. I could eat this whole thing. That's the problem with having all these antibiotics. You got to eat more.
I'd gotten some cookies the other night because my cookie jar ran out. I polished those in 2 days. I didn't have plans on doing, but bam.
We did an off air the other night, right? We were talking about cookies. That's what I bought. That thing's almost gone. I'm gonna go on a cookie spending spree soon. So yeah, and yes, I know you're not used to this type of everything shit when I'm talking about food. Oh, my second lasagna came out fantastic. It did. I just gotta put cheese on the top of it. Fantastic. Finally, an acceptable lasagna.
Oh.
Acceptable. Finally, can't be made fun of with the lasagna. No more. No more.
No more.
Lasagna still stands. All right. So, I'm very giddy. It's probably because I'm on friggin' tons of friggin' antibiotics. But anyway.
And a buttload of sugar, probably.
Super duper. Okay, so anyway, Hellboy is going to come out January 2019. And it's going to be our buddy from Stranger Things.
Nice.
So, that's friggin', he looks amazing. I mean, we showed this before.
Yeah.
But we're going to show it again.
Yeah, let's please do.
Wow. Wow. Right?
Oh, yes.
OMG to the OMG.
Man,
look at that.
That looks awesome.
Can't freaking wait. January 11, 2019. Freaking psyched for that.
Sweet.
I'm
Now,
psyched.
he would be an interesting person to have them actually on Stranger Things or talked about on Stranger Things.
Yeah. Psyched about friggin' Velma. I was going to say Velma and Louise. Daphne and Velma. Live action Scooby-Doo prequel fighting zombies, horror oriented, or whatever the hell it's going to be. Scooby-Doo and zombies, yes, it mixes.
Maybe this should have been Universal's opener for their universe.
We need Scooby-Doo in our life. We do. But the only thing is this movie has no Scooby-Doo, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not happy that Daisy Ridley is talking some smack about leaving Star Wars. Not happy at all.
Yeah, that is kind of
son of a. Stupid. I'm angry because let me tell you something. They get a little famous and like, yeah, I don't think I want to do that with my career and blah, blah, blah. No. You know what? You need to do Star Wars.
Yeah.
Should be a law about that. No.
Yeah, definitely.
You have to do Star Wars. You have to. It's impossible. So, let's get Sally in here.
Well, I have to say, I tried out. I went back and tried my.
Oh yeah.
I went back and tried out doing my dynamic sound and music cast about a couple of days ago, and it went pretty well. Yeah, I had a few people come in, and then
the blind dyslexic. That's his name.
That's my name. I'm the blind dyslexic.
So don't think Matrix Lord, that son of a bitch. He called them a blind dyslexic. I'm gonna fake news. He is the blind dyslexic. That's his trademark.
Look right down there. You see that name?
Right.
That's me.
Right. The only reason why I don't put it in the title is because I can't spell it. I'm like Scott. Yeah, you know.
Add a few letters.
Yeah.
A few letters. No, I did a little music thing, and they were chatting.
Now you pick your own, like it's like a radio station. You pick your own hits. And what is your intro like when you come on there?
I just come in, and if there's somebody there, I say something. Otherwise, I just let the music.
Can we hear a sampling of your greatness?
No, not yet.
You can't feel it. Right? It's got to be at a spur of the moment.
I get more people in there and watching before I do it.
That must be cool, man. Picking your own stuff.
And since and if you can't, folks, if you can't get anything on your computer because of whatever reason, there's a thing called Puffin, which you can download on your phone, and you can watch things like iVlog, Vaughn TV, and things like that. And a lot of times, a lot of places won't allow you to be able to do chats on your phone. Yeah, Puffin will allow you to do that too.
I want to hear you do your stuff. I went to try to do it one time, and it got all weird in my computer. My computer's screwed up anyway. But I want to hear you like doing, this hit here, and like that would be really fun to do.
I mean, I announce it real good, and then I try to do it just right to where one song fades out, the other one starts coming on.
Right.
I randomly do that
Wow.
real well.
I really want to see
use that puffing because it really does. It helps really great.
I wonder what we would be like if we would do radio. We'd probably be natural like we are now. Like that'd be interesting to do.
Yeah, because every time I do the closing announcements, and I'll do the random things for our home improvement person who comes in, and I just do it at the fly. I mean, I don't use a script whatsoever. I just come up with it, and sometimes, of course, it takes me a while, but nonetheless.
Oh, when I was a kid and I was working in retail, when I did overnights, I was I got to tell you, if I saw myself, I screwed with the management. Like, I was like the loudspeaker king. And when they didn't want to, like after we unloaded trucks like DCs and Newburghs, and we did 2 trucks a night or 3 trucks, and they didn't kind of like, didn't want to give us a break, I just made the decision. And I went on loudspeaker, and I'm like, the time has come. And everybody's like, yeah, and everybody took a break. And you're like, son of a bitch, he did it again. You cannot call break. And everybody's eating. The guy's cooking fish up there. Everybody's and they're like, son of a bitch. And the people got the shit in their mouth and they like we can't even take it back. Yeah. Screw that. No, because you know what? It was a thing where you have a certain amount of hours. You get tired. You got to eat. You got to replenish. So you can't you can't unload a truck 10 to 12 and then 10 to 2 like straight without taking a break. That's bullcrap.
Yeah.
Because and then so screw that. And I would say enough is enough. So I would call the break and they would get pissed. And then I had this guy that was this guy was trying to, I did a great job and I everybody did a great job and I packed out and I was like, so fast. I was like Barry Allen, like packing everything out. But this guy just did not like me in the day. The main, like one of the main managers of the whole entire store.
Mm-hmm. I had a few of those.
So he was like looking at me. He's like, "You're not fired yet," or whatever, right? So he pissed me off so much that I just studied his voice, and I said, "Screw this mother effer," and I went on the phone and I called all his managers.
Oh.
I'm like, "Yeah, this is Bill, whatever," and I would have them do shit. And then because I want it done and whatever, and they would do it, right? And then he'd find out about it and he'd be pissed. And he'd be screaming, Joe, whatever. And I was already I was like leaving the door when it was whatever. But oh my God, I was a pug.
I still remember there was a guy who's moved back. In our dock area, we used to have our own office, but they walled it off and turned it into like a little extra storage area. So we had a phone there. So I call up our other phone. I put on this great Australian accent. This was before I even started doing it even more. But I says, we've got a treadmill. And this customer also needs some shoes and blah, blah, blah. So I'm getting it in stereo. Son of a bitch. Okay, I'll do it. And he goes walking, and I go walking out the door, and I couldn't hold it anymore. I just started cracking. He says, "You son of a bitch."
There was one time with one of the managers on overnight. He's like, "If you call break, you're fired," right? So we had such a huge store. So the whole thing is you would have to find me where I was. So I was like, all right, I can't call break. So I'm going to do the next best thing.
Oh, no.
So I started like singing opera on the loudspeaker. I wouldn't stop until they called break. And I'm like, and I'm like, stop. And
well, he said couldn't call breaks. So.
I know. No, hey, look, I worked hard, so did everybody else.
Yeah.
Don't screw around. But I just didn't take their shit, And it was just, eventually they did me dirty there, but whatever. That went out of business anyway, so whatever.
Oh,
yeah.
Jeez, the same guy. He didn't know what the word teabag meant, and one of the other guys that used to work there says, "Hey, such and such, you want to be teabag?" He goes, "Oh, sure." So we started. This was back when we knew everybody's number, so we switched his name with the word teabag in our system. So that way, anytime it popped up on the screen, anybody looked up there, oh, look, we're being served with teabag. He had this award. We didn't write over it. We just took something, taped it over his name.
Shit.
Yeah. We just taped over his name with the word.
I remember when we used to get
and those ink tags. I remember taking.
We used to write ink on the friggin' thing, right? On the badge.
No.
Oh.
I took some ink tags. And we peppered his one jacket in a smiling face.
Oh my God!
And if there was some way of me being able to get out there and putting those same things on his car, I would have, but I was never out there.
I remember we used to get new people, and they didn't know that when you take a pallet jack and you go in the truck,
yeah,
and you have to pump up the pallet jack, and you're doing a pallet of Clorox.
Oh.
You know where I'm going with this. And you're on a hill. You're in the truck.
Yeah, and you're on
and this is the way the truck is. Like, you're going up there, and they have the little divider between the thing. So he thinks, I'm just going to go, like, so fast down that thing.
Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't.
No, he didn't know how to drive the damn pallet jack right. He said he did.
Oh, God.
The thing started speeding. He actually got scared. He screamed like ah! like as a grown man. He leaped out of the way. The friggin' pallet comes flying out. You heard the biggest explosion. Every single Clorox thing was destroyed. The back room smelled like Clorox.
Oh.
And the guy was like fired. The guy was done. Like, he got in trouble. He was done, and he was made. I guess he was made to pay for the whole thing. But
we had a driver the same way. He couldn't speak a lick of English, basically. The dispatcher had difficulties talking to him. It took this dude maybe 2 hours, 3 hours to finally get to us.
Wow.
And we had a guy on the truck when this happened. He goes, is it all right for me to go take a break? And I thought, sure. I mean, the only thing going on through our minds is he's going to unhitch the trailer and drive.
Right.
No. Trailer and all. And you never saw anybody fly outdoors quick enough. But nonetheless, he was let go from whatever the trucking company was. But, yeah.
Wow. But I can't believe those days. I was like, I think it was like 19, 20. Like, I was really young, and I was thin. I was like paper thin, like skinny as a toothpick.
Oh, in other words, like pretty much.
I was so thin. I was beyond thin, and I was like fit. Good old days, or bad old days, I guess. I don't know. I
remember working for this one grocery store chain. This is before I went over to the deli, which was real fun at times. But this one store manager wanted me to get up and climb this one ladder and take care of the dust over the rafters. And before I could stop myself, I said, "You're not paying me enough to forget my fear of heights to get up on that ladder."
Oh,
it was one of those Godzilla-sized ladders.
Yeah, I know. My first job, I was petrified of heights. They purposely made me go on the ladder to conquer my fear of heights. What's up, Sally?
But yeah, before I knew what those words were out of my mouth, I was like, "Okay, we'll find you something else."
My first job, yeah, that was the thing. They knew I was afraid of heights when I was 18 years old. And they purposely made me go on the biggest ladders ever to get me to conquer it. And I did, like, at the time. Yeah. After a while, I was leaping from, the back room like things to the other thing. Like it was
our little cherry picker that we call a wave. I could be from me.
Whoa!
Sorry about that. To this is not a certain somebody else.
There's Doc do stuff over there. Look at that. All right.
And so here I am, leaning. How it never fell over, I'll never know. But I would lean over, grab the mower, put it onto the little plate, and come back down. And one of the then managers would say, "We need to set up a Olympics and have you part of that."
We used to have that. We used to have the price gun, and it was like Olympics, and we were like with the kids, and it was like I lost. I wasn't that good. We're talking about Sally. We're talking about our old jobs.
Oh, okay.
Dairy Queen, which was real fun. Oh, that they always wanted me to make the sweet tea because they assumed I had this magic of making it, but. But one of the times working for that particular, I'll call it was Harris Teeter, and this one manager tried to blame me for the cookies being burnt. Well, last time
wow.
he was the one checking the oven, and I was over doing something else.
Wow.
And another time we had customers literally lined around the counter. And I called 3 times, needing assistance. And the third time says, "I really need some help over here now." She comes walking around the corners. "I'm the manager. I tell you what to do. You don't tell me what to do." And but of course, like always.
No, I hate when they do that.
Oh, yeah. I hate those.
Let's see, what was another thing? We had 2 other gals that worked there. When it came their time, they left. But yet, if any of us others tried to do that, we couldn't. But when she was replaced, I noticed like maybe a week to 2 weeks later, those 2 people were gone.
Oh, I was happy when managers got fired. That I hated. I was freaking like celebrating almost.
She was the one, because a customer even pointed this out, that a fly flew on and landed on one of our cakes or pies. Well, of course, that's automatic contamination. Oh, no, don't do anything with it, and blah, blah, blah. So, okay. So once I knew she was gone, I went over, took that one out, chucked it, got a new one, put the same expiration date, hold date for it, and stuck it back in there. She was also the lazy one. Whenever the head honchos are around, she couldn't have been mishelpful whatsoever.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Whenever they weren't around,
I used to have somebody trying to take credit for my work when I used to re-merchandise the store.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy was over me, and he's like, "Oh, I did this," and then right in front of the bigwigs, I'm like, "No, you were eating lunch." And he was like, turned white. It's like, "No, dude, you didn't do it."
Yeah,
I didn't care.
This could be her. This could be the customer. She could be like literally this close, and instead of asking them if they could do something, she would ask somebody who's like as far away from my bed.
Yeah, could you help this person? Yeah, I know those.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's
terrible.
What hit me even more is the fact that here, all you had to do. Yeah, I would be happy enough to prepare it. Don't get me wrong, but don't tell me to come over here and do the whole Q&A for them. I mean, that's what annoyed me the most about it.
I used to love when I worked in the Staten Island Mall, and when we had shoplifters and they used to like run out of the store with stuff.
Ooh.
I knew all the mall security, right? So it was like something that could be like a TV show. and they see me running like after this person, right? And they're like, "Oh no, it's Joe again." He's like, code 3. Joe's gonna, he see me go. I ran into Victoria's Secret. So the person,
was that the plan?
right? The person, I'm like, "Get out now!" And it's like, and he drops the pool. He had a freaking pool. He took the whole pool. He was running fast, a whole pool, like this big, and like it was right from we had the displays in the front. Took that.
I was leaving work the other night. It was one of my get out early days, and I saw 3 people. I don't know where they stole this shit from, but yeah, they were running out the mall entrance, just armfuls of stuff, and some were stopping, coming back, and picking stuff up. When I told management today about it, at least our store, my store, this is, was it from here? It says no, it's from another store. But
I was like a nut. In fact, when I decided, I don't know why, to work in the slums of Staten Island, the worst part ever, almost like a Harlem of Staten Island. It was like bad. I did the same thing that I did there, where I was running through the streets after the person. People thought I was crazy. Then they had to talk to me. The guy that picked up the deposits, like, listen, he's like, you have a death wish. You're going to die. They'll whip out knives on you. They just had shotguns. They closed the streets. You're crazy. And I had somebody whip out a knife on me once, too. And it's, and I just said something, and the person's just like, I said something ridiculous. He did that, and I said something out of Evil Dead, like, I'm like, I think you'd have to leave this store. He's like, honky, you crazy cracker. And I'm like, it was like, wow.
Luckily, I think it was a BB gun or a paint gun. I don't remember what. But several years ago, somebody pointed a gun at one of our workers, and of course, they finally had to leave like maybe a few days later. But I was at lunch at the time when that happened.
They used to call me Cracker. I says, Mr. Saltine to you. Okay. And then I got out of there because after that, the last thing, I was like, I wound up it was a mess. But anyway.
Well, Sally, do you have anything interesting for past jobs or anything?
Oh, it's just rude and customers. They were a dime a dozen, but we had one in particular, and everybody knew. They tell you when she come in, then everybody would like part and like run away when she'd show up.
Oh my god! My favorite time was Cable Toys though. That was my favorite times. That's my favorite job.
I have to say it's a toss-up between the deli at Harris Teeter and Dairy Queen. Those were my 2 favorite. Because for Dairy Queen alone, I worked there during their 50th anniversary, and we had Russians or Germans, I forget which, come in, and they had plans on opening a store over in one of those 2 countries. And what was so fun about DQ is until Gil caught on to what we were doing, we would all get on the register and go, yeah, we need 20 of these types of hot dogs, 40 of these burgers, and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, crap.
You'd see this, like, you could literally see his left arm just starting to stiffen. But he eventually caught on.
Oh, wow.
There was another time when we started doing the whole, that whole little teen movie, DQ the movie, 50 years of good service before we opened. And we just started thinking of everybody who could play each character.
I never worked in a food place, though. I wouldn't.
Me either.
Never. I was a telemarketer trying to get people to order the Tyson fight. That was the worst. I hated that job. I worked in a fabric company. That wasn't crazy about that either. I didn't like that job either. God, some of them I actually tried. I think I just made myself forget. So bad. Had a lot of jobs over the years, back in the day.
I worked for one. I'm going to call him I'm not going to say the place because it's closed now. But this Fat Tibblard, who had his own restaurant. It was like one of these little fast food joints, and some could be laying on the ground. And so, can you pick that up? And it's like, you're right. I'm thinking you're right there. And whenever he sat with another customer, you always knew this, because the person who he sat with, their food would hardly be touched. Because looking at this, the dude was pretty much as big around as a table. And
wow. All right, I know we're boring our audience, so we're going to be boring our audience. No. So I'm going to go right into the box office. You don't like me talking in this accent either, but okay. Let's see. Coco not Beware, but just Coco, is number one, 162 million, almost 163 actually. And number two, it's fitting, isn't it? Is Justice League, 489 million, almost 490. And it's Thursday, but it's for Wednesday's numbers.
I want to see it tomorrow.
Yeah? Ooh, I can't wait to do your review. That's great. Wonder, Julie Roberts movie, 75 million. Interesting. Thor Ragnarok is nearing. Well, actually, no, they announced it today. It did make 800 million. Thor Ragnarok's $800 million, and nobody's talking about Justice League. How crazy is that? Oh, Sally, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Did you see Crisis on Earth X?
Oh my gosh, that was so good.
Right?
Oh my goodness.
Right?
That was so awesome.
Did you see our comment?
So sad about Professor Stein, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you hear about our comment about how they think that they should re-release it in the theaters?
I would watch that in the theaters. The
Yeah.
whole thing. I loved it. That was so much better than Justice League could ever possibly be.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, I love the fact that friggin' Oliver just killed himself. I friggin' loved it, his evil. Nah, man. He was actually more badass than the further, whatever, friggin' the evil one, because he didn't give it right off the bat. He's like, look, oh, that's your wife? Whatever. Didn't screw it. Kryptonite arrow. I love that crap. He was shocked.
Yeah.
They were shocked that he did that. And then and even Supergirl, the fact that the evil Supergirl became dust in her hands, like she threw it in the space with explosion. That was crazy.
Oh, when she flew up to the ship, she's like, General, do you care to step outside?
Oh, I love that.
Yes.
I loved when she does that. Because she even did it when she was in a bar, hitting the glasses like Superman 3. Remember when she was evil Supergirl in like season 1?
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Those like throwbacks to the movies. Perfect. She is an amazing actress. We're hearing now, right away, they're going to deal with the massive changes to the things. Like, there's supposedly going to be someone in Arrow from the team that's going to betray them.
Oh.
Which, didn't we already have that already? But
yeah, I think that was
whoever.
What's her name?
The person that's not important anyway. Yeah. Yeah, I know. And then we have what's going on in the Flash? I forgot. Oh, they're gonna have to deal with the fallout from Crisis on Earth X because there's so many bodies and there were so many people that died because of the Nazis that whole superhero vigilante registration, it may not pass now because people are like, oh, the hero saved us from the Nazis. The thing in Arrow that's going on, I don't know if you're watching it, but Legends of Tomorrow, they have to deal with Martin, a young Martin that's in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if they're going to.
That's what I think of the other night.
I'm wondering if they're going to do something because I know he's doing a Broadway play, which I would love to find out which one he's going to do. Oh, he is?
Yeah.
And then he could come back after it's done. I don't, but maybe they'll fix something where I don't know.
Because I forget how many, because I read something the other night.
Was it like a year?
It's like 1,000 miles away from each other, and the commute is.
Well, in Canada. It's in Canada.
Yeah.
Where they film, and it's in New York. That's a big difference, So, we're going to have a Shaft reboot. Wow. Again, Warner Brothers.
No, I think it was Brenda Vaccaro, not Bernadette Peters. I gotta go look.
Okay. The Shaft reboot had Samuel L. Jackson that time. Now they're going to have another Flash reboot. So, all that stuff with Black Lightning, I really don't care. Those promos, it's not related.
But
I think it'd be more interesting if they would,
integrate it,
make it this, with the rest of the shows. But I don't think they're going to do that.
Yeah, I don't care about it. They're not actually, and I don't care about it. To tell you the truth,
So is this going to be another dimension where they're going to have to?
I think it's an Earth that has nothing to do with them. Like they won't ever cross over. I don't think. I don't think it's meant to cross over, to tell you the truth. I think it's supposed to be a standalone thing. But I'm not interested in it. I'm really not. I mean, if you did it, so that's why I don't understand it. You could have done like Constantine, or I don't know, with Mr. Terrific, if they created a whole team or something with a elongated man and whatever.
Yeah.
But this whole like person we've never heard of. Like, who's this guy? Like, why does he get a series? Why can't we have a Hawkman and
This
Hawkgirl?
is pretty much pulling somebody from the old Super Friends or.
Why can't we have Hawkman and Hawkgirl? I don't understand why we gotta have somebody have no clue who this is. I don't even think this person is in the same universe as the like in the comics. Was he in a? Was he connected to DC? Probably not.
As far as I know, he was.
He was. Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
Fuck. DC, that's that. But my Marvel, I am more concerned right now with Mephisto, and I'm hearing that he's screwing with a whole bunch of people, not just Doctor Strange. He's been screwing around with Silver Surfer, messing around with him. Spider-Man, I'm wondering if he's just thinking of this big old powwow, bang out, spell broken, Peter Parker marries Mary Jane, whatever, in next year for Marvel. Because they've been building him up. So I can't friggin' wait. I'm very excited. I mean, I'm glad that the characters that died are coming back again. That I'm ecstatic about. The only thing I'm thinking, if it's not Peter Parker marrying Mary Jane, the only other big thing they could do is probably like Kitty Pryde marrying Colossus, which I don't know if they're going to do that, but I don't know anything else. In the Marvel Universe. Unless, I don't know.
I just seen an article that said that Hulu is looking at Agent Carter and maybe bringing it back.
Yeah, you sent that to me. I didn't even get to talk about that. Yes. That would, well, you know what? Here's the thing. They're not really saying too much about it because I guess Thanos brings her back. And after it's done, she's here. Young in the timeline, I think. So imagine the possibilities of her in present time.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I feel bad for Steve Rogers, I guess, because I don't know what he's going to do there because he's dating her niece, which he even said, get out of my way because he's mine type of thing. And he probably would be with Agent Carter anyway. I would think. I don't know. Yeah. Who knows? But yeah, I would love to see Agent Carter again. That's great, Sally. But they're doing other stuff too, like what's the other one? Squirrel Girl. I thought that was like a joke in the comics, like her, that she beats everybody ever.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's like a joke.
Scrolls at everybody.
I mean, is that only in her head that she beats everybody? Because they made Galactus yellow, and they made like all this weird stuff going on. I don't know. And then a New Warriors is going to have a series with Squirrel Girl, which I haven't heard anything about. Even Cloak and Dagger, they're like kind of quiet about it.
Yeah, I mean, I only saw that one video, that one trailer, and
it sucks.
There hasn't been anything released.
Did anybody watch Runaways?
I've tried watching 1 or 2 episodes, but I just haven't gotten back to it yet.
You tried? Is it that bad?
It was
good.
It was decent.
I have Hulu now, so I'm gonna try to see about that. But is The Gifted really worth it or no? I mean, it's still going on, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's quite good. I think it returns next week. You
think that's going to be renewed or no?
It is. I can see 2 seasons from it.
Yeah.
Anything further, I don't see it. But it's a 2-season show at least.
What are you watching, Sally? Anything else new?
Not really. Not much right now.
Did anybody watch Walking Dead yet? Oh, I can't even talk about it for days. Oh, I'm going crazy. I wanted to talk with you guys about it. So weird.
Yeah.
I'm not happy with it.
If I get time, I will. It's just like every time.
I'm not happy with it right now.
My whole waking hour is like either over there or.
I'm all angry
with
it. I gotta say, very angry. But you'll see why when you watch it. We're getting snippets of different things with Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting close, man. It's getting close. Can't wait for it to happen already. Let's get it done. Let's see.
Get that doctor on air and
dying to see it. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
this is like when friggin' Negan was gonna kill all those people, and you had to wait like 7 months. It's like, come on, you know. And then after that, 10 months of silence.
Yes. Oh,
Quietness. 10 months, Doctor.
no, I can't stand it. I want Doctor Who to hurry up and debut. So
I don't know.
yes, it may be mediocre, but at least it'll be.
Are you watching any shows lately, Sally? Anything new you could recommend?
Not really. I haven't really got to watch much TV. I've been
You watch
busy.
The Good Doctor?
The Good Doctor was good. I haven't
Okay.
got to watch it here recently, but
Sharon likes it.
it's pretty good.
She likes the other shows too. The Chicago this and Chicago that and Chicago whatever.
I've seen a few episodes. It's pretty good.
This is all she watches too. We forgot the Orville. I missed the Orville tonight. Shoot. Only 2 more, man. Now 1 more. That stinks. When is Ash back? Oh, Ash is not back till February. Damn. I didn't even get to see American Gods the whole season. I only saw the first
Me too.
episode.
I keep meaning to get back because
Well, that show might be canceled now because the whole showrunners, they all left. And they don't know what to do now. Same people that were supposed to do Discovery originally, they left. So people are starting to get mad at them, like, yo, what do you, like, hop around? You know. So, what else? I'm hearing that deal may be done, may be close with Marvel purchasing Fantastic Four, and some people. I don't think it's going to be everybody.
No, it's not.
I think they're going to just give them the Fantastic Four.
Back in the 90s, they tossed a handful of people
I
out.
think they're going to give them Kang the Conqueror, Silver Surfer, Fantastic Four, but I think they're going to keep the X-Men guys because they got a whole plan for that.
Yeah, the X-Men is their moneymaker right now.
They also want to buy Star Wars Empire and Jedi rights to the original ones, so they could put it on DVD, Blu-ray, and re-release it in the theaters, and because they would. I'm wondering if they're going to get Aliens and Predator.
That I doubt. I want to say yes, but I doubt. I think Ridley Scott and them would be
Ridley Scott is not. He's a director. He doesn't even write it. He did only Alien. He has nothing to do with the franchise. So he can't say no. You can't buy it. He's nothing like that. Everybody makes it out to be, oh my God, Ridley Scott. No, he directed the first one, and he wanted Ridley to die, and they were going to fire him if he allowed it to happen, and he just wound up doing things the way they wanted it done. So I'm not really crazy about Ridley Scott stuff, not at all. But I still have to see Blade Runner though, And I'm hoping somebody takes over the Alien franchise. All right, that's going to be it for this episode. Maybe we'll come back in a little while. Take care. Bye for now.
Bye.